The sky was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
What is up, y'all? Welcome into SGL on this wonderful Friday night with a lot going on all around the world. And we're going to have a really good, spicy matchup for you folks here today. This is the only Mazar. I'm going to be running the stream, the match, and I'm also going to be commentating. But with me, I have a co-commentator to accompany me through the match. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, you probably already know it's the Corn Dog. Corn Dog Sean here. Happy to be a part of this. This was the game I was most excited to look forward to and see Los Verdes' change. And let's just see what happens.
Absolutely, at Corn Dog. I'm looking forward to this one because, Los Verdes stepped up. They got that sweep in week 1 to kick off their season on a high note. And this is El Matador's first match of the season. So we'll see how they fare, against a team that's on a high and that's, full of confidence right now. I do want to say this. This match has a bit of extra spice to it because Austin and Dallas have a relatively strong rivalry, in real life. When they compete for their Copa Tejas, which is competed across by the Texas MLS teams, the matches between them tend to be quite spicy. So this is kind of like a Copa Tejas matchup, if you think about it that way. And this is going to add a bit more spice, a bit more excitement, and a bit more aggression, I'd say, between both teams. How do you think this match will go, Corn Dog?
Well, you did just say it's El Matador's first game of the season and haven't seen them play. And the Los Verdes that I watched last season was more chatty and not really as competitive. So I gotta put it to a coin toss. If I go off of last season, obviously El Matador wins this hands down. But I'm excited to see the new and improved Los Verdes, and maybe we'll get a game 5 this series.
Yeah, I think this has the potential to go 5 games for sure, because El Matador have not played in a while, and last season, as the season progressed, their team became a bit more inconsistent. Like they've had a bunch of good moments, but then it also get a little sloppy. And for Los Verdes, if they really want to show that they're ready to qualify for the playoffs and go far, they have to beat El Matador here. If they could get 2 points, that's not a bad result. But if they want to go all the way and get a big win, and go far in the season, they have to get this win here. And this will be a big win for them if they do get it.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see some good old-fashioned Rocket League. See both the teams come out, give 110%, as Smashley likes to say.
Oh, absolutely. And we're definitely going to see both teams give 110% here. Now, I do want to preface this by saying there's been a bit of a warm-up done by both teams. Both teams have been trying to get into the groove. On El Matador, one of their key players, Caesar, was competing in a Rocket League 1v1 tournament. And he did go a little far. He couldn't go all the way, though, but he did face some good players. And I think he's warmed up and ready to go. And on Los Verdes' side, Devin has been warming up in a different way. He was competing in a Fortnite tournament, and I don't know how that went for him, but at least he's in the zone and ready to go as well. So I would not be surprised if both teams get out and start strong here.
Yeah, and oh man, I don't even know what to say. I just excited to see these teams come together, and hopefully we'll get a good match out of it.
Well, how about this, Corn Dog? Whilst we wait for both teams to enter, let's take a quick look at the league table as it stands right now. So we have played 3 matches out of 5, and this is what the league table looks like at this time. So as you can see right here, the locals are at the top of the table with 8 points at an 86% game win percentage. And following along are both Black Army and Emerald City RC, tied all across the board. Now, if Los Verdes get a win here, and they win by 4 games, or even 5, I believe they will be tied with Black Army and Emerald City RC. If they win by 4 games, I think they'll be just below the locals. And if they sweep El Matador, obviously they'll be at the top of the table. So, you know, the season's still going on. It's a long way for all these teams to go. But when you look at the table right here, I do believe that for El Matador, since they're starting their season week 2, they have to start out with a win if they want to stand a good chance. Otherwise, they'll be in that battle for 6th, and that's not a battle you want to be in as a team.
Yeah, and there's still 2 teams with the undefeated percentage that have not played their final game, and they both have 100% win percentage. Talking, of course, about Los Verdes and KC Cauldron here. So either of those 2 teams could take the top spot with a sweep. And I'd like to see Los Verdes and Cauldron both sweep their games and just upset the whole order there.
That's what I can hope for. And sorry, I was just checking to see if we are ready to go. Not yet, unfortunately, but let's give it a few more minutes. So whilst we are still waiting, how about we take a look at the week fixtures up to now to see how this league table came to be. So the first match of the week was Emerald City Defiance versus Black Army, and Black Army came out convincingly. And Isador in the chat did mention something about this EM versus Los Verdes matchup, where he basically said the winner of this match should be a good matchup for Black Army. I fully agree, Isador. With that said, you guys started off really strong after a tough week 1 battle, and you pretty much convincingly beat Emerald City Defiance here. So I would still see you guys as the favorites in week 3, depending on how the matchup goes. After Black Army versus Emerald City Defiance, we had Emerald City RC versus Steel Army, where Emerald City RC solved Steel Army 3-1, although Steel Army did give him a bit of a test. And then, late last night, we had the Locals versus Timbers Army, and the Locals absolutely swept Timbers Army out, not just on the scoreline, but also on the field of play. And they are going to look like one of the scary teams in this league for the rest of the SGL. Now, Corndog, I know you probably have provided your prediction for EM versus Los Verdes, but do you have a quick prediction for KC Cauldron versus the Rebellion as well?
Well, Rebellion came in late in the season last season, and they put on a good demonstration of who they were, showed us some of their skills. But KC Cauldron, I mean, they were the league leaders, if I'm not mistaken, last season. And so I think it's going to be who's done what in the offseason for that, and it should be a good game. If I had to pick one, I guess I'm going to have to go with KC Cauldron.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say they're the favorites as well. Now, that matchup, KC Cauldron versus the Rebellion, will be on Sunday. We will let you know if there's going to be a stream coming up on that day. But for now, folks, we're going to be jumping right into El Matador versus Los Verdes. Both teams are ready to go, and we are going to start very soon. I know we had a prediction going. Not many people predicted their scoreline right there. I'm going to set it up again so that people can predict. 1 sec. Delete and return points. I'm going to do it again, and then we'll kick off the match. But make sure to submit your vote, guys, so that you guys can participate. No matter what's the Los Verdes, I'll make it 30 seconds. Go in and vote right now, folks. And feel free to put your prediction into the chat as well. Here we go, Corndog. Both teams are going to go in, and we are going to be kicking off game one in the OG Deadeye Canyon. Yes, prepare your eyes for this, folks. Get your sunglasses on. This is a super bright map. But at the request of both teams, we're going to kick off match game one in Deadeye Canyon. Here we go. Caesar and Bust Insider, a.k.a. Hophead, kicking us off right here.
Yeah, both teams agreeing to a different map rotation. I think that's really neat. I'm going to enjoy seeing some different maps here instead of just the RLCS rotation. Ooh. As Caesar's barely shut down.
Yes, Caesar coming off with a hot start right there, looking really sharp mechanically. That 1v1 tournament that he was participating in has helped him out right here, folks. And yes, I agree with the map rotation, Corndog. But let's hold the thought right there. Caesar has just come back in, and he takes the lead for El Matador.
Yeah, Los Verdes had a really early chance there that got stopped, and then back-to-back chances from El Matador, and nobody home. Caesar, 2 big strikes here in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Caesar is going to be the main player for El Matador right here, given how good he's looked so far, although Luis will have something to say about that, coming out real strong as well with his aerials and mechanics. For Los Verdes, though, they really need Pals to step up and inspire the rest of the team. He is pretty much their main man right here, and when he starts playing well, the rest of the team really gets way better. Devin into the middle, great pass to Palace, Palace to the near post, great equalizer from Los Verdes, 1-1, and we've not even played a whole minute yet.
Great pressure there from Devin on Los Verdes, kicks it across all 3 members, and just finds Palace on the far side, and that's going to be a goal tied up with a minute in.
That pass was sick. I'm not going to lie. That was really good. Probably the assist of the season so far. Just so beautifully laid out there for Palace. But unfortunately for Los Verdes, they could not keep the game tied for too long. Goof comes in and takes the lead back for El Matador.
Good pressure there for El Matador, getting that ball into a bad 50 spot. Ends up chopping it across net and nobody there to back it up. It seems like defense isn't the strong suit for either team here right off the bat.
Speaking of defense, I cannot see how both teams can really set themselves up defensively with this kind of good attacking play that we're seeing so far. Luis with the back pass. Oh, sorry, not a back pass. Shot on goal. Very loose. Coop touches it in. No keeper back there with the third having been beaten. And Coop gets a second in the game.
Yeah, Bustin trying to shut down that attack, not able to get there in time, just chips it over and dies for our sins. And that is a huge lead here. We're only a minute and a half into this game and there's 4 goals on the board.
I mean, this has been a really entertaining start so far. The game and the whole match has been as great as it has as it's been advertised. And so far, El Matador is showing themselves, showing all of us how good they are. Oh my goodness, what a goal line saved by Palace right there. Forgive me for being flustered in commentary chat. This match has been incredibly exciting. Open net, Bust Insider into the near post. Corndog, how did he miss that? Oh my goodness.
The ball just got away from him a little bit. He wasn't able to catch up in time, and if it had been on net, nobody could have stopped it. But again, it seems frantic here from both teams.
Frantic is the right word at the moment. I think both teams are just enjoying attacking right now. And Caesar gets his second of the game already. Double fake right there, don't you think, Corndog? Looked like it was a double fake.
It definitely handcuffed him, fake intended or not. The defender had to respect that shot getting touched again and just floated off into the abyss as the ball trickled into the net.
My goodness, this has been fast-paced at the moment, Corndog. Now, this is really suiting El Matador at the moment. Once again, open net. Where is the defense?
What is happening?
I have no idea why Pal's saying what he's saying right now. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Los Verdes is just a little frazzled right now. They're trying to keep up with the pace and they're not playing their own game, but huge balls from deep Oh my, and a wide open net again.
What is going on? We're not even at halftime and we've already had 7 goals. This feels like a 1v1 game where you just see goal after goal after goal, except it's a 3v3. Now, what's going on with Los Verdes right now? They just have no defense at the moment.
Yeah, they're both trying to push that attack, and it is a goddamn shooting gallery, I believe, by definition here, as Caesar almost finds the net again. You need to have somebody sit back.
Yeah, they need a keeper for sure.
Yeah, Kuv with the hat trick. Good stop from Devin there. That was another danger ball. Caesar puts it right back in.
Caesar getting... Oh my goodness, what a goal line save yet again. That has to be the best one I've seen this season so far. I thought that was a surefire goal, Corn Dog.
Yeah, and it's an absolute onslaught. There's no rest period here. El Matador is just hammering that ball back in over and over again. And it doesn't seem like Los Verdes is able to get possession. They're almost stuck on defense now, but they're still trying to be aggressive. This is an interesting game one for sure.
No possession, no boost. These guys are just rooted at the spot, basically. And Palace has helped them get out and given them some temporary reprieve. But we'll see if that lasts for too long. Unfortunately for them, El Matador right back in it. And it just looks like anytime El Matador puts the ball towards the Los Verdes end, Los Verdes just lose it. They pretty much lose everything.
It's sort of what we saw in the Emerald City RC game, where the team is just hitting the ball away and not really taking possession. So every time they hit it away, they're hitting it right back to an El Matador player and not even past half court as Luis comes and takes that one. Not really the same situation. But they're not retaining possession. They're hitting the ball away.
Yeah, one thing I've also noticed, Corn Dog, is Devin has been operating with barely any boost, and that spells trouble for Los Verdes as Luis goes in and gets his second of the game. So we already have Kuv on a hat trick, and both Caesar and Luis are on a hat trick as well. Luis going in with a beautiful double tap right there. Look at the mechanics at the moment. 7-1. Whew.
Yeah, and just a few seconds ago, Luis was at the bottom of the team scoreboard, but he did have 2 assists. He now has the playmaker and 2 goals on 5 shots and is at the top of the team scoreboard there. 7-1, it's a Brazil with 30 seconds left.
How fitting as well with Brazil playing at the moment for their World Cup qualifiers against Ecuador. And we also have an NFL game happening in Brazil at around the same time. So a lot of things happening in Brazil at the moment for sure. And I mean, look at El Matador. They're kind of playing right Brazil at the moment. Just, all-out attack, a lot of fun, a lot of flair, a lot of skill on show. And Los Verdes have no answer for it. Devin, once again, not being aware that there's a shot on net. And this game is most likely going to finish 8-1, but Luis finally gets his hat trick right here.
Yeah, 2 hat tricks for El Matador between Luis and the Couve. Caesar just 1 goal short. And Los Verdes showing signs of life over the last minute there. They had an attacking presence. They were keeping the ball in the offensive zone, but as soon as they lost that, they were scored on the other way. It's going to need to be a little restructuring here from Los Verdes. Well done, El Matador, to take that game.
Huge statement of intent right here from El Matador, folks. We talked about Los Verdes being on a high, being very confident. Their confidence must be rock bottom right now after that demolition in game 1.
Yeah, you got to shrug it off. You got to reset. You got to shift your tactics because like we were talking about at the beginning of the game, both teams just on full attack and open nets both directions. Now, Los Verdes not quite able to capitalize quite as much as El Matador did. And definitely towards halftime of the game, El Matador had it figured out. And they continued with their original strategy, but they were able to get the ball down the field and in the net, mostly on open nets. So Los Verdes, I don't think they need to switch to a completely defensive style, but they need to control possession guaranteed is at a minimum.
And speaking of possession, Los Verdes definitely need to improve on that front. And to get there, they need to start managing their boost better. There are so many instances where Devin had no boost, where Busted Cider, was struggling to get boost, and where Palace was just all over the place trying to cover for everyone. That's going to be a drain on your boost as well.
Yeah, and we have no idea what the comms sound like, but I would assume that the comms got a little nutty or quiet for Los Verdes, as they did seem disorganized there, especially after halftime. Can they reset, shrug it off as we kick off game 2?
Well, what better place to shrug off the nerves and the low mentals than in Driftwoods, the brand new map introduced recently into Rocket League. What a beautiful map too, Core Dog. I'm so glad we have the opportunity to show this on stream. Once again, both teams agreed to have their own unique 5-map rotation. We're seeing this map. Joke is right here, and Los Verdes have been inspired by the change in map as they take the lead.
Yeah, and, I'm not sure Caesar got a little too fancy there, but definitely both of the defenders were not expecting him to lose that ball, and a one-touch goal from Bustin.
And sometimes it's those little chances that you take that could give you huge rewards. Busted Cider, aka Hophead, took his chance as the third man going for the 50, and he got a goal off of that. Well done. Now Devin going into the other end, and Devin gets, well, not Devin. Devin contributes to a second with Palace getting the final touch and basically stealing Devin's goal right there.
And El Matador, sticking with their aggressive game plan, only had one man back, and an early touch there from Devin gets it over him. Palace walked it into an open net. It's like a reverse of last game.
I mean, this is the exact response Los Verdes needed to get back into this matchup. We'll see how El Matador responds right here, but this game is badly needed for them. I guess they just needed to start all over. Loose ball, Coop touches it away from the near post. Oh my goodness. I'd have thought that was going to be going in, but it's not over yet, Corn Dog. The pressure is still going.
Yeah, some backline confusion from Los Verdes there almost cost him, but you can see how aggressive El Matador is being as they just keep pushing forward.
You know what's surprising? They haven't changed anything. They haven't brought in a sub, or anything like that, but they're just playing like a brand new team. Like, this is not the same Los Verdes that we saw in game 1, and they're playing with so much more confidence right now. And Devin looks way more confident as well in his Scotland car right there. As the ball is stuck in the midfield, Pal's going for a demo, misses. Cider, though, gets control of the ball, brings it into the left flank. He's going to challenge this once again, but he gets beaten by Caesar. That little bump does help as Devin passes into the midfield, but Palace has no boost, and he elects to stay back, as he should. Louis scored for a shot. Palace with a save off of the backboard. Now, Poov is going for that first touch. Caesar takes control. Ball's in the middle and at the back, and he pitches it away to the other end. Giving the ball away to Devin. Devin shoots it towards the net. Luis cannot get the save, and Core Dog, Los Verdes are 3-0 up.
A great ground pinch there and just absolutely stuns the defender. If you can get that ball on net from far away, it doesn't seem like they directly got an answer for it. El Matador are the higher flying team, but if you don't have somebody to stop the ball from half court, it might just go in.
So I want to say something about the prediction as well, Core Dog, because I want to see how many people voted for either side. So we have 2 people voting for El Matador, 2 people voting for Los Verdes. However, the 2 people who bet for El Matador bet way more channel points than the people who did for Los Verdes. And right now, if you're looking at this game too, the people who voted for Los Verdes are probably really satisfied with their bet at the moment. Because after that game 1, a lot of people would have thought that Los Verdes are done and dusted. But they have rebounded back terrifically right here, and they have controlled this game from start to finish.
Ooh, wow, almost got a point back there. But Los Verdes seems to be firing on all cylinders. They're not as they double commit, I say it, but they're not double committing as much. They're letting one player take the ball and being in position for the ball's about to go as Palace hits up into the wall. Devin almost there to collect as Caesar gets a demo. Better possession from Los Verdes is what I was getting at. Confusion there between Kuv and Caesar, and it didn't quite break out the other way. Caesar's going to get around and recollect. Palace chops it up. Not going to be able to get up for the second touch as Caesar hits it right back in, and it's a big ball. Nobody's back, and that's an open net goal.
Once again, Sorry, Corn Dog. You go
Yeah,
ahead.
I didn't know if you were gone. I was just filling the hole.
No, it was good. I was gone, but I just came back to see that goal, and I'm amazed at how El Matador committed themselves very high, and they had no third to deal with that long shot. You know, typically they're better at dealing with that, but this time they just decided to go all in, and now it's Los Verdes' turn to run up the scoreline as they're 4-0 up at the moment, and looking really dominant here.
Yeah, absolute better team play here from Los Verdes, and it's paying off. They're getting that ball away from the net, and then they're getting the shot deep, and El Matador set so much on attack that it's just going over the single defender and into the net. That's been the story of this game. It wasn't the story of last game. So who's going to make different changes as we get down in 40 seconds? Looking a little out of reach for El Matador. It's going to be a 1-1 series. I know I shouldn't say that this early, but who's going to make the changes? Who's going to stay consistent here as we go into game 3?
One thing I will say, though, is El Matador have had their chances, but their finishing has just been way worse here, unfortunately for them. You know, in particular, you know, so you see some of these shots that they're just going out wide or they're getting a loose touch, and it's giving Los Verdes that confidence to engage them defensively now, because they don't seem unbeatable like they were in game 1, although Caesar tried to get a goal back right here. Unfortunately, no consolation for El Matador at this time. And this is a big, big win for Los Verdes, Corn Dog. As not only are they going to win by a 4-goal margin, they're going to win with a clean sheet.
Yeah, clean sheet's not really that common at this level of gameplay. You know, and again, Los Verdes, what a turnaround from last season. Props to them. But El Matador constantly getting caught with 3 men forward there, or with a 3rd man creeping up. And Los Verdes was able to punish, able to capitalize. Devin, MVP with 2 goals, 2 saves on 4 shots. Only 1 other shot for Los Verdes, and Palace scored without even getting a shot.
I'm surprised he has no shot according to the game. He should have had a shot registered at the very least, but whatever. Game's the game. It's not as good as it used to be.
Toe Death agreeing with you in chat. GCs aren't what they used to be, I guess. He would also like to know what's going on here.
Honestly, I have no clue at the moment. I mean, this match has been unpredictable so far. We'll see how this game 3 goes. And speaking of game 3, we should be good to go very soon, as both teams are going in. And for this game 3, folks, we are gonna go into Sovereign Heights. One of the maps that aren't typically used in competitive Rocket League, but it's one of my favorite maps for sure, and I'm so glad that we're getting to play here in the stream. As the clock ticks down, and we kick off Game 3 in Sovereign Heights. Caesar and Busted Cider starting us off. Devin with a shot on goal. What a really good kickoff there for Los Verdes, and now they get a super fast start. Instantaneous goal with only 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and that 50 stall ball cleaned up by Los Verdes has to give them confidence. And you got to assume it's going to shake El Matador, who just got shut out last game. We might see over-aggression from El Matador here. I'd like to see Los Verdes stay calm and keep control.
So far, it's Coop who's playing the third with both Luis and Caesar setting up the attacks and trying to finish it off. We'll see if that's going to work out for them, because last game, you know, they really struggled with Coop coming in as the third. But you know what? Maybe a new game will mean a new attitude, so they could keep with the same game plan, but they'll feel more confident about it. Devin now clearing the ball into the other end. El Matador with an awkward play right there. Devin challenges Luis in the midfield. Luis lets that ball go. Loose in the midfield right now. Caesar now touches it to the right flank. Caesar towards the goal. Doesn't get it on target, but that was a solid effort. And Caesar once again takes control. Ball goes into the middle, and there's no one there to engage with it. Kuv has 0 boost. And now Luis, in his Gen G skin, tries to take control, but lets Caesar have the ball. And Corndog right now, El Matador aren't looking too bad at the moment. Although I will say, Los Verdes are playing with so much confidence right now. This is what we saw from them against Emerald City Defiance in Week 1. We're starting to see that highly confident gameplay once again.
Yeah, the technical skills are definitely showing up for El Matador, but I'm seeing a lot of blue cars going the same direction. at the same time, and I think that's what's hurting him at the moment.
Yeah, and then what's also interesting is, sometimes they have their first player beat someone, and then when they try and play a pass, there's no one to receive the pass, like we saw in that last sequence. Or in other cases, they have a second player who's very close, and then because they kind of overcommit, they get beaten by one touch of the ball. Speaking of overcommits right there, Koof catches Los Verdes off guard with a long shot, and El Matador have their equalizer.
Great power. That was a double-touched ball there, and that sort of 50 ball gave it a little bit extra speed, and both retreating. Los Verdes not able to get there in time.
Yeah, I think Devin did the right thing to let go of the ball, but I don't think he realized that Palace just wasn't back there to deal with it. And Palace had to scramble and try to clear it out, but unfortunately he couldn't get enough on that ball to steer it away from the net. And El Matador, after that equalizer, are cooking. They just got a goal once again. Beautiful pass from Luis from the midfield towards Caesar, who puts a powerful 58-mile-per-hour shot into the net.
Yeah, that was a really great 1-2. Walked it out center. Teammate was there ready to receive. Devin, the only one with a chance to shut it down, had to guess and didn't guess right this time. Big ball.
Oh my goodness, this is a completely different El Matador team right now. Los Verdes are on the back foot and they are struggling at the moment. Just a bit all over the place. Palace alone in the net, but that shot's not on target. Coop misses as well. Now it's Cider versus Caesar, but Caesar's able to see this off.
Yeah, and El Matador had a player back. They've been pushing 3 men forward here, and that breakaway definitely could have led to a goal, but with the player hanging back, able to shut that down, get it right back into the offensive zone, and we're seeing El Matador do El Matador things and push that ball forward as Los Verdes takes a shot just wide. Luis AFK, it appears.
I don't know if he's AFK or if he's dealing with connection issues, because he has been struggling with his internet in recent days. But for now, El Matador is looking okay at this time. Los Verdes are kind of struggling with the faster pace that El Matador are introducing. We'll see if they can settle in once again. Palace is ready for a pass. Devin misses the touch. That could have set up a beautiful opportunity for Palace. And now Los Verdes going back the other way. Palace clears it up into the middle. See, Kuv misses. The net is open, but Caesar's back in time to receive that ball. Palace directs it towards the net, and Luis clears it away.
Yeah, how was no one from Los Verdes there? They had the 3 men forward on El Matador. Palace chops it beautifully center field, and nobody went for it. You got a minute 23 left, people. You need to push somebody up.
Yeah, and you're a goal down. Like, why not take a chance right there? Speaking of taking a chance, open once again, but Palace overcommitted. What a beautiful 50 win that was by Devin, who is really starting to step up right now. And Los Verdes are starting to get some more chances. They're starting to creep forward a bit more. We might see an equalizer, but there's still a lot of time left. Oh my goodness, a win from both teams. Caesar beats the third man, but Palace is back there. Corn Dog, this is setting up for a really tense finish.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go here. Los Verdes has had 2 really close chances. 3 if you count that middle pass. And just not able to capitalize. Maybe they're a little frantic now that they're down by 1. And a beautiful pass center from the coup. Caesar will collect.
With 32 seconds to go, surely this is the dagger in Los Verdes' hearts for Game 3. That goal was not coming at all. It was all sorts of pressure coming in from Los Verdes, but unfortunately for them, they gave up that goal. And for El Matador, they have to feel way more comfortable now as they have control of the ball. We are down to less than 30 seconds. Luis takes a shot off the crossbar into the net. They got the 3-goal lead. Surely this is Game 3 secured for El Matador.
Quick little double touch from Caesar there, followed immediately by the demo. A fancy little flippy from Luis. Chops that one back into the crossbar to put it out of reach for Los Verdes.
Man, that Game 3 must hurt Los Verdes at the moment because they looked really good and they had their opportunities to get the lead again. Now they're down by 3 and El Matador's cooking with time running out. Los Verdes need to do it once again. Just as they did in Game 2, they need to bounce back in Game 4. And they need to get a big win once again so we can go into Game 5.
Good show from El Matador there. They almost overextended themselves a couple of times. Los Verdes not able to capitalize, but that onslaught, that pressure from El Matador just kept them pinned back. And if you keep somebody pinned back long enough, you're going to find a hole. And that's exactly what happened here. Good team play from Los Verdes. I want to see more of that for sure. But, you got to be able to capitalize. They won game 2 off of beating the third man, off of longer shots, off of keeping possession, and I didn't see that much of that in game 3 here.
Yeah, and I think the nerves might have played a part right there because they stepped up. El Matador stepped up their game as well, so they're probably feeling the pressure. And I think that's what happened at the end of the day. They just couldn't handle it, and they slipped up, and they conceded 2 goals towards the end of the match. And that was it. Game over for them, unfortunately.
Can Los Verdes bounce back? Can they shake it off and take us to game 5? We're about to find out as the teams are in, and it looks like they're all right. There we go. Looks like the teams are joining. No substitutions on either side. Actually, there's only one substitute in the lobby, but nevertheless, no substitutions. Here we go for game 4. It's winner. It's win or lose for Los Verdes. I don't know what I was trying to say, but it's something like that. Shut up, Taylor.
Don't worry, you're good, Corn Dog. You're good.
My-
And for this game
my
4,
lady's
folks,
laughing at me.
we are in Brazil in Estadio Vida. El Matador and Los Verdes are joining the Green Bay Packers and Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil for this game. And we'll see if either side or both teams can get some of that samba flair out and get their exciting Rocket League gameplay going. Big demo right there from Caesar as he denies Devin a goal. Let's see what El Matador can do right here as the ball's in the midfield. Caesar trying to lay a pass out. Couve is not in position, but Luis is going to take charge. Pops it up. Tries to go for a flip reset. Does not get it. And now he needs to go back and reset himself. Couve beaten very easily. Way too easily. Devin with a powerful shot, and Luis comfortably makes the save from the goal. Tries to bring it out, but Caesar now has control. We'll see what Los Verdes can do right here in the midfield. And it looks like everyone's just giving up the ball. House, though, with a good challenge. Low boost, though. He needs some help right now from his teammates. Busted cider right there. Knocks it into the midfield. Devin's going to hang back. That's probably a wise move as Couve gets that shot on goal. Couve with a second touch. Devin almost scored an own goal. Oh, my goodness. The nerves are already telling. And El Matador take advantage of that little bit of sloppiness. 1-0 to El Matador in this game 4.
Yeah, El Matador came really strong with the physical aggression here, and I feel like they got Los Verdes scrambled. I'm pretty sure Luis sat on that boost pad and ate the demo from Palace just to draw him all the way to the sidewall and keep him out of position. A scramble on the back line and down 1-0, Los Verdes getting scored on.
Oh my goodness, Los Verdes are coming back right there, but Devin cannot get that shot on target, unfortunately for him. Good response from Los Verdes so far against El Matador. El Matador, though, are now coming back. Couve tries to take a shot, puts it into the midfield, and now Luis brings it to the left flank. Let's see what he can do from here. Off the ceiling. Tries to do a pogo, but he cannot get his card to bounce. Now Devin brings it over to the other end. Has enough boost to carry the ball into the empty net. And he gets the equalizer for Los Verdes at the perfect time.
Yeah, Los Verdes, I was about to say they were looking a little gun shy. They had 2 men back, but I believe now they're playing the counterattack. They're trying to let that fancy shot come in and take it and run it down. That was what gained them success in there in game 2. Long shots, chip shots, walking it down, letting El Matador commit 3 forward and then taking it.
Absolutely, Core Dog. And on that note, do you think it's wide for El Matador to have... Oh my goodness, what a save from Devin! With what looked like a surefire goal coming in from Luis in this powerful shot. Woo! That's clutch.
2 really beautiful saves so far in this series, both coming from Los Verdes as Devin finds the back of the net, takes it all the way himself. Over Luis, no one else home. The demo happened somewhere in there. Wow.
That is so atypical of Luis. I would not expect him to just be in no man's land like that, but he probably expected Couve to be in position as the third man, but Coop was all the way at the left corner trying to get the boost. Open net once again after the demo and busted Cider cannot get that shot on target. A lot of sloppiness from El Matador at the moment, and Los Verdes let them get away with one right there as the ball's in the other end. Pals clears it out for a dog. And at this moment, if I was El Matador, do you think having a dedicated third man would be wise right here?
Oh my goodness. For El Matador, oh no! I thought that was gonna go. I was gonna say not getting scored on is gonna be the key. If keeping a third man back is the solution, then it's the solution. But right now, they are going all out attack here, and they're almost paying for it. Back and forth. Coop, the only one back, and that's another open net for LV!
What happened right there, El Matador? I felt like there was no communication going on. Coop was going for the boost instead of the ball. And Pals had the open net with all the time in the world to take that shot. Los Verdes lead 3-1 with 96 seconds to go. Oh my goodness, might we get a game 5 here?
You know, I think everybody wants a game 5 no matter which team you're rooting for here. So I would like to see that happen as well. But Los Verdes sitting back on that counterattack, letting El Matador's aggressiveness fight against them as Luis takes it himself off the ceiling.
You know what, Corn Dog? If someone's got to do it right, you know, you may as well do it yourself. And Luis decided to take charge right here with a beautiful ceiling goal. We saw one from Mecky Ducky yesterday, and today Luis showed immaculate control right there to get a goal back for El Matador. 3-2 to Los Verdes right now, but there's a lot of time left on the clock for a potential equalizer.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out, El Matador showing 9 shots on the scoreboard. Los Verdes with only 7, but able to convert more of their chances as Devin puts it back up 2 with a minute to go.
House with a beautiful dribble towards the net, but that final touch just wasn't there. However, Luis was not able to deal with that, and as the ball bounced precariously in front of the goal, Devin was right there to force it into the back of the net. With 61 seconds to go, Los Verdes have a 2-goal lead once again.
And a great battle from both teams here. Los Verdes on the positive end of it in this game as we have a Rule 1 in the back corner.
I think that's between Palace and Luis, but Luis loses that Rule 1 battle. Caesar has control, beats Cider, has no boost, but gets it from the midfield. Now he has a second to beat. Beats Devin, but he cannot beat Palace, who makes a big save. And now Luis is trying to get it off the backboard. Big touch from Devin, though. Sorry, from Palace, and Devin clears it away with Palace taking the ball to the other end. Net's all open. Palace takes a shot onto the net. Off the near post. No time for El Matador to get a goal back. Is that an open net? But the shot is not on target. Luis plays it off into the middle. Coop with a weak shot, way off target. And with the clock ticking down to less than 10 seconds, surely we're going to go to game 5. But folks, hold your hats. It's not over yet. Luis gets a goal back with 4 seconds to go.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous time to be. Face-off goals happen more frequently than anything else. And with 4 seconds to go, I would not be surprised to see El Matador come out teeth gnashing. Caesar's got the opportunity. He pops it over to Luis, but it's too far.
Oh my goodness.
The wall.
I thought that had hit the floor, but the game ruled otherwise. This game continues. Palace knocks it up. Coop and Caesar challenging. Luis gets bumped away. And a big, huge 50 by the father-son duo, Devin and Cider. And folks, we are going to game 5.
What a crazy game. I feel like El Matador got frustrated, and I feel like they just tried to force it in. They tried to say, look, we're the ones doing flippy spinnies at the ceiling here. We're the ones that deserve to score. And Los Verdes just capitalized. We ended up with 10 shots to 11. Los Verdes just barely a shot under, but a goal up. And Devin with 6 saves. I just noticed that. Holy cow. Devin with more saves than the entire rest of the players put together.
Right? 6 saves off of 11 shots from El Matador. Luis and Caesar with 5 each. Coop with 1. However, Los Verdes had 10 shots themselves, with Devin getting a massive 7 shots and Palace getting 3 of his own.
Yeah, and give that man a hat. Devin, the defense and the offense for Los Verdes with 3 goals and the 6 saves. Impressive double savior hat trick.
As much as, Palace has been the main man, Devin has really stepped up and has been the difference maker just in this match so far. Folks, for Game 5, we are going to the quiet and serene Beckwith Park in the middle of the night. And how fitting that we are finishing off this match in the grassroots scene, in Beckwith Park, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Here we go, Game 5 between El Matador and Los Verdes. Luis trying to go for a fast start. Hoove with a shot into the middle. Luis has to bail out here. That ball's over his car. And Caesar now tries to go for a 50. Luis knocks it to the right side, but Palace is ready to take that ball in towards the attack. Tries to go for a flip reset, but fails. Buster Sider's caught out. Caesar's now going to go for a double tap off the backboard. And Caesar gets the big start for El Matador off a huge double tap.
Yeah, and that just looked like a freshman year high school dance from Los Verdes there. El Matador calmly hit the ball, and Los Verdes was just out of place and had to scramble back.
Man, that is the start that El Matador needed right there. And it seems like it's just counterpunch after counterpunch for both teams. One team starts off strong, and then the other team starts off strong in the other game. Now it's El Matador's turn to start off strong in Game 5. We'll see how Los Verdes can respond right here. And they have a lot of time left, so they shouldn't have to worry about being down so early.
Yeah, it's going to be about calm and control as Caesar finds another one. 54 seconds in, and it's 2-0 El Matador. Can Los Verdes stay calm?
That was a huge parabolic arc on that ball right there, and Sider just didn't know what to do with it. He was probably waiting for the ball to bounce down right next to his car, but he didn't realize that it was going into the back of the net. He just wasn't able to respond, and now El Matador have a huge 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and a huge 2-goal lead early here. Are they going to be able to keep this pressure going, or Los Verdes going to find those counterattacks like they did the last game? But we did get Game 5, so let's see how it goes.
And it seems like you need to get these early goals in these games between these two sides, because whoever gets those early goals tends to get the confidence going. And right now, El Matador look very confident. Los Verdes are kind of overextending and forcing things at the moment. Palace trying to go for a save, cannot get enough power, and El Matador are already 3 goals up with less than 90 seconds played.
And, this is kind of what we expected from El Matador here, just that aerial domination, the constant offensive pressure, but Los Verdes found 2 holes in 2 games. So can they calm down? We're about to find out, or are they rattled?
Oh, Koob, if he didn't just overcommit right there, he could have had El Matador's fourth, but now it's Luis's turn. Going for a flip reset, doesn't get enough, but Caesar is able to clean up, and he gets El Matador's fourth. Los Verdes need to shut up shop real quick, because they're leaking goals left, right, and center right now.
Yeah, and you had to respect that ball coming in, but all of them went for it. Nobody was home, and Caesar was able to find that open net.
Man, it feels like all of that effort from Los Verdes is in vain for them. Despite getting 2 points, surely they wanted to go for the win right here. Ball again on the goal line. Just waiting for someone to touch it into the back of the net. And this time, Koob gets in on the goal action. 5-0 to El Matador, folks. We have not even played 2 minutes yet.
Yeah, and it's starting to feel like it's a runaway train, never look back, kind of situation here. El Matador asserting dominance, and LV scrambling.
You know what surprised me is Los Verdes decided not to go for a sub at any point, but I guess they had the momentum on their side, and oh, you hate to see this. Oh, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy as well. Palace overcommitting, panicking, touches the ball into the back of its own net for an own goal. Oh, the in-game chat must be blowing up right now, folks. Unfortunately, I don't have it on right now to make sure that there's nothing really obscene being said, but oh my goodness, what an unfortunate goal to concede right here. What a highlight reel play! No time to breathe, Core Dog. El Matador just scoring goals instantly right here.
less than 10 seconds per goal at the moment.
Oh my goodness, can we get a chance to breathe, folks? Hey, you guys just take a break. You already have 7. Let's ready to score 1. You know, make another Brazil. Plus, I need to get some water in me right now. I've been talking way too much at this moment. What an exciting match we've had so far, folks. Unfortunately for Los Verdes, they've completely collapsed right here, as they did in Game 1. I know we have a lot of time left, but Los Verdes just need to completely shift their game plan, completely shift their attitude, and basically, you know, play a brand new match in this second half alone.
Yeah, unfortunately, El Matador is just putting on a clinic. They're looking real solid every direction. We're not seeing the blue cars go the same direction very frequently here. And just like that, Los Verdes has an opportunity, and it's just immediately collected by a blue player and sent the other way.
The other way. Ooh, what a save there from Palace right there, Corn Dog. Sorry, go on.
No, that was beautiful. That was an incredible save out of nowhere there. I definitely thought that was going in.
And at this moment, El Matador are really showing what makes them such a good team. And Luis just keeps the goal party going at the moment. Is that his hat trick? Or is that his second goal? I feel like that's his hat trick or fourth right now.
Luis has his 4th goal. Luis and Caesar both wearing hats at the moment. Caesar was a playmaker. And oh my God, it is 14 shots to 0 El Matador.
Man, it just feels like Los Verdes got very excited and El Matador took advantage of their excitement, and just defensively, there's been nothing from Los Verdes. They've overcommitted, they got beaten on multiple occasions. It's like they're trying to engage a challenge, but they're just not quick enough to get there, and El Matador have been beating them time after time. We'll see if Devin can get a goal back right here. Shot off a relatively tight angle, but close to the net, and Devin does get a consolation goal for Los Verdes here, folks.
And, you know, you got to take what you can get at this point, but it has been night and day. What was it? Game 2 for El Matador, and then now Game 5 have just been dominant.
It was Game 1, actually, but yeah, I get your point. You're good, you're good. Ooh, Caesar misses it right there. Pass it to the midfield to Palace. And once again, El Matador just back in the groove. Luis going for a solo air dribble. Trying to go for a flip reset. Doesn't need a reset, though, and he almost got into the back of the net with some assistance. Takes the demo for his troubles. He's right there from Devin, who beats 1, beats 2, but cannot beat Luis at the end of the day. And surely this is just game, set, and match at this point. So we're just waiting to see if Los Verdes can get a consolation goal again.
Yeah, I think if Los Verdes could find a way to score 7 goals in 40 seconds, I think they deserve the win.
Truer words have never been spoken, Core Dog. I fully agree with that. But at this moment, I don't think Los Verdes have any capability of getting 7 goals. On top of that, El Matador just looking really, really strong right now. Kind of toying around with their opposition, you know, playing with their food, potentially. Just getting a lot looser, but they can get away with it now with less than 30 seconds to go in this game.
Oh, man, they left the open net.
That is just unfortunate. Cider had the open net right there. Eventually, though, Palace gets the second goal, and it is 8-2 to El Matador. But hey, if you're Los Verdes, after that kind of match, after that kind of game, sorry, getting 2 goals isn't too bad right here. Looks like El Matador want to keep this game going, but Caesar cannot keep the ball up. This match finishes 3-2 to El Matador. GG's all around, and well done to El Matador for getting this win against a confident, burgeoning Los Verdes side.
Yeah, great team play from both teams in multiple of the games. Not so much there in Game 5, as El Matador just turned the lights on and went to work.
Indeed, that Game 1 did kind of set the tone, I guess, eventually, but it went until Game 5. Like, we had to wait a while until we could, eventually see El Matador really start cooking again. And just trying to set up for some interviews right here, so we'll see who can come in. Cordog, give me your overall thoughts on this match. What do you think about Los Verdes right here, especially after their dismal Game 1?
Yeah, so Los Verdes is an absolutely different team from last season. They were playing really well together. They got through their struggle moments, and I absolutely respect that. But El Matador, higher flying, more aggressive, better team connections. However, wide open holes with 3 men forward, all 3 blue players sprinting back to the net. Lots of long ball goals from Los Verdes, which were really well caught. Good counterattacks, good positioning from the teams there. But both teams getting frustrated when they got behind. I feel like I might be wrong about that, but both teams trying to force situations, and ended up going El Matador's way. But it did go to Game 5. Refs against us, crowd against us, announcers against us. Caesar, we were rooting for you just as much as everyone else.
Yeah, trust me. I just wanted 5 games, and I'm glad we got a Game 5. So as a neutral, I'm very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Great team play from El Matador. Great team play from Los Verdes. And then also bad both ways. Who knows?
Well, you know whose thoughts I'd like to hear? I like to hear the thoughts of an El Matador player, because coming right in is Koob for our upcoming interview. And Koob, welcome aboard, dude. How are you feeling after that 5-game match?
You know, it feels surreal, man. We did it. We did it! We beat Los Verdes. But no, we feels great, man. It's first game of the new season. Definitely some rest there. Some good old Florida internet for Luis, and we did it, buddy. We got the win.
So, Coop, this was your first match of the SGL season. You know, you're facing a Los Verdes that was high on confidence. Tell us how you guys prepared mentally for this match.
Mentally, we just knew we gotta come in and play how we normally play. As you can see, obviously, with how we performed, I kind of caused havoc in the midfield. Maybe a little bit of link-up play to get the ball to Luis or Caesar, let them do their thing, and I can probably get a goal or 2 like we did the first game. I think I had 3 or 4 goals there, and then did some contributions throughout. But we just had to, just approach this like any other game. I mean, that's all you can do is just. We knew they were going to be very confident. We knew that from what Palace was saying in the Discord as well, that he was very confident with his team this season, and we just had to keep doing what we've been doing, and it worked out and it paid off.
Cornog, I'd like to ask you a question right now, but before I let you do it, Caesar, I want to thank you for the Tier 1 subscription to the SGL channel. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much for that. Cornog, you can go ahead now.
So when Los Verdes was ahead, which, happened a couple of times, you guys seemed to be all battling for the same spot, and I feel like you were just like, we're gonna score this, and you just sort of left some open nets. Was aggression the game plan, or was it just miscommunication? Talk me through that a little.
So it was a little bit of both. So we are a naturally aggressive team. We are very much the we win the game by outscoring our opponents type of method. Defense is sometimes there with insane saves from Caesar or Luis, but I'll be honest, most of the goals we conceded was either we got caught in transition, or it was honestly on me as the third man back. So I take some responsibility and a lot of responsibility, especially for that 4-0 loss, I believe, in Game 2, or 4-1, whatever it was in Game 2. It was definitely on me for most of their goals. But we picked up in Game 1 and Game 3 that as soon as we picked up the pace and we were able to constantly play with the ball in their half, that they got very I guess scared or very panicked with the ball. So we knew that there was something that we could use to our advantage with our aggressiveness, and it worked in the end, and it cost us 1 game and a fourth as well in the 4th game. But I mean, it caused Game 5, and it was really fun as well.
Yeah, how do you feel about Smashly FC directly calling you out in the Twitch chat? I feel like there's some retribution needing to be happening for that.
Hey man, ECRC avoided us last season and said they couldn't play, so there's some bad blood there already. But But I mean, we'll play we'll play him when we play him, and it'll be all right. Smashly's also just he's a good good banterer, I guess you could say. But no, me and Smashy go back and forth. Sometimes I think out of context it looks like very very rude and very hostile. But it's just I'm just playing around with him, and I know he's doing the same thing to me. But Smashly is he's a good Rocket League player. He's a cool dude. Him saying I wasn't locked in, it was hilarious because I'll be honest. After that fourth game, I was just like, let's see what the stream's saying, and I saw he was in there talking a little bit about Luis saying he needs to stop showing off and everything. It's like, I mean, yeah, but it's working. So like, I'll let him. Plus Luis also praise God to him. Hopefully he has some clips from this game from hopefully Metal TV'd some clips or something, because seeing what he sees on the screen with his ping and Florida internet, bro, it's so bad. So I'm so surprised he balled out. But Smashly's chill. I love him. Love him to death. He's a cool dude. And if anything, it just made me lock in for game 5 and get a little bit involved. So it was nice. Nice to be back.
All right, that's all I got. Maz, you got another one, or?
Yeah, excuse me, Coop. Just wondering, but how did this unique 5-map rotation help with you guys and your ability to play this game? Did it affect your approach in any way? Did it affect your vibes and mentals in any way?
I mean, not really, man. I'll be honest. Like I was telling you earlier in the interview and everything is, no matter who we play against, we'll like maybe tweak a few things, but in reality, we just try to keep how we play. The same way we try to stay aggressive. We try to stay playing off each other's strengths. Which I mean, Caesar and Luis have a lot more time playing together than I have with either one of them. And to be honest, this is my first game of Rocket League since last season. Like, I've been on playing maybe 1 or 2 games a season or something, or 1 or 2 games here and there, but actually sitting down to play more than 2 games in a sitting, this is the first time in a couple months. So, not trying to brag, but I feel really confident with how we played today. If I'm playing this well, like picking up right where we left off last season, Luis is picking up right where we left off last season, and Caesar's also playing in Elite Ones tournaments before playing SGL and playing top 200 players in the world. We'll be all right. And I see Caesar saying yap yap yap. But but yeah.
Gotcha, Coop, and I'm glad to see y'all express that confidence, and hopefully you can take that into having a good season and potentially making a big playoff push as well. I'm
Yes,
going to leave
sir.
the floor to you for any shout-outs or anything you want to say before we move on. So go ahead, dude. Floor's yours.
Shout out my Green Bay Packers. We're on a game-winning drive right now with Jordan Love at the helm. Hopefully we win. I was watching them the whole time. Where I thought we threw the game away, but Jalen Hurts is even worse than Jordan Love. Shout out Caesar and Luis, I love you, you're my faves. And then shout out Phoenix, I know you're watching, hopefully. Free Phoenix.
Free Phoenix.
Well, Phoenix will be freed when he decides to free himself.
Oh,
That's all I can say.
Also, ban David for game chats. That's all I'm gonna say, admins. Take a look at it, please.
Submit the proofs. We'll take a look at it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Coop. Appreciate your time right here. And have
Yes,
yourself a
sir.
good night, dude. Peace.
Yes, sir. Y'all too.
So it's not over yet, folks. We do have a second interview lined up with someone from Los Verdes. But before I move on, Cordog, your thoughts on the confidence that Coop is exuding right there in this interview? Like, do you feel like El Matador seem to have this belief in them that they can go far?
Yeah, well, and especially after hearing him talk about the games and how they went, obviously the ping issue is a slight issue, but, you know, they were sort of like a backfiring car. It's a car that's been sitting for a couple of months. Maybe the battery's a little dead, maybe the gas is a little bit bad, but, you know, I think if anything says anything, Game 5 showed us that they are a cohesive team, and they're here to play, they're here to win, and, you know, not to take away from praising them, but man, did Los Verdes look good against that high caliber of an El Matador team.
Absolutely. And we do have our second interview lined up at this point. Corn Dog from Los Verdes. Let us welcome in Devin. Devin, how are you feeling right now? That was a really close match, and, you know, you guys had a lot of good moments, but ultimately you guys got trounced in games 1 and 5. So tell us how you and your team are feeling at the moment.
I mean, we aren't really like we're not sad about the result of losing. Like, even though it was close, like we thought we could have won, but then at the end, like last game, we just kind of did horrible. But we're feeling good mainly because we were just trying to have fun, you know, just run around. Like, there was a game specifically where I dropped like 900 points or something.
Yeah.
And the whole time, Bustin and Palace were just talking about rocks in like New Mexico, and like I didn't know what was going on.
Dude,
So
that's
I was
last
just trying
season
to
Los
play the
Verdes.
Yeah. So we weren't trying to really take it too seriously. We were just trying to have fun, and I feel like we ended up getting that in the end. We weren't annoyed. We aren't like jumping with joy. So I feel like it's a good game.
Now, Devin, after that game one, you guys pretty much got trounced right there. How are you guys able to regain and bounce back so convincingly in game two?
Honestly, don't even remember that well, to be honest. We were honestly like, they were talking like probably for half the series. They were just talking about like traveling the United States and like going to the Grand Canyon. So like, I think we were just talking about like their team, like strategy wise. We were just talking about like their team, like last time we played against them last season. They like were just trying to freestyle on us. That's why it was close. So like I was like, are they gonna do that again? And they were like, I don't know, but we should still try anyway. So I guess it was just like, we just kind of knew that the series we weren't gonna win, but so we just didn't really like have a mental block after losing. We just bounced back and just kept playing. So I don't feel like that first loss really affected us.
And honestly, that's the kind of attitude you should have when going into these kind of matches. It helps you bounce back really well. Cornog, do you have any questions for Devin at this moment?
No, I just wanted to shout out specific. Oh, I might have a question. We'll see if we get there or not. But I just wanted to shout out, you guys were playing really good as a team. There was a lot of good cohesion and capitalizing on big moments. There were a couple of big moments that just went wide, but specifically your game, you ended up with 6 saves and 3 goals. I think that's the 900-point game you were talking about. It was it was absolutely the Devin show on that one. And it's nice to just not see just the Palace show, because I feel like last season, if anything fancy was happening, it was happening because of Palace or connected to Palace. And yeah, you did great in that game. I just wanted to point that out. It was really good. And we were all excited for game 5.
Yeah. I don't really know how to like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to respond to that really, but yeah, I feel like I did really do that good that game. Immediately the game after, I felt myself just not playing as good, and that's not just like a result of like anything mental. It's just, I don't know, not feeling the same, because I honestly don't play Rocket League unless it's with Los Verdes, and the reason why we had to delay the game third time tonight was because I was playing a Fortnite tournament like right before. Like, that's unrelated to the game at all. It's just, I don't know. I'm just inconsistent because I don't play this game. So some games, like that game I had, I'll do good, but then other games, it'll just be all Palace, you know. So.
Yeah, good team chemistry. That's all I gotta say. I feel like you guys have got something going on.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, to be fair, when you have someone like Palace, he does give you the platform to be able to push up and take charge. And, I felt like you worked off him very well. So you two seem to be striking a very good partnership at the moment. Now, on that note, given how much better you guys are compared to last season, how do you feel the season will go for Los Verdes, and what do you want to see from Los Verdes this season?
Realistically, I think we're probably gonna. I don't know if we're gonna keep the same momentum that we have right now. Obviously, over time, over the season, we're gonna get better, but I feel like I'm not gonna expect us obviously to just go 8-1. Like, this isn't gonna be our only loss. A realistic expectation, I'm gonna say we get 5 wins, probably maybe 4 or 5 wins. That's just if we stay consistent. My dad, Bustin, he's actually been playing Rocket League a lot recently to try and get better. I'm gonna be honest, he's old. He's not that good at video games, and I definitely have seen his improvement in Rocket League specifically. He has been dedicating more time to like specific stuff that'll help him with Los Verdes. Like, he used to play 2s all the time, but he's recently switched over to playing 3s a lot more so he could get better with 2 other teammates. and I've seen him in free play a lot more as well recently. So I feel like with him trying to just actively get better, me just learning and doing Palace things, I feel like this season we're definitely gonna be better than last, like consistently better, not just better through these first 2 games. I can expect us to get a few more wins this season, hopefully.
Absolutely. You guys are definitely on course to get those few extra wins. I think the magic number to qualify for the playoffs will be like 26 or 28 points, and you guys are on course to get that, so we'll see if you guys can get there. One final question before I give you the floor for shout outs and all. But, both teams agreed to a custom 5-map rotation. And I asked Coop about this, but how did you feel playing in those unique maps that you typically don't play in SGL?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really pay attention to the maps. Like, there was one map, it's like the farmer one, like the southern one. I don't remember what it's called, but it's not the one we played in, but that one specifically I feel like I played really bad in. But all the ones we played in today, I honestly like them. I really like the one we had on number 4, Estadio Vita.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if that's how you pronounce it, but that one's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's Farmstead, like Arglass said in the chat. That's the one I absolutely suck at. I noticed that when I first started ever playing Rocket League. Like I don't know why, something distracts me in that map, and I just play stinky. But the maps that we played today, honestly, I was fine with. I liked them. I did notice they were different. It felt like whenever you do something for a long time, it gets dry, but it just felt like the opposite of that. Like I felt like something new was being brought. Like whenever a game gets an update, like I just felt like there was something new, which I really liked.
So I like to hear, and I hope you enjoyed that, map rotation here tonight. Now, the floor is yours for shout-outs. Feel free to say what you want to say. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
I don't really have any shout-outs to give. I just want to say shout out my dad, Bustin. He's been doing a lot better this season, and I've seen him like in person play. He's been playing a lot more than he used to, and I just want to say pay more closer attention to him this season. He's scored in these 2 series more goals than he scored the entire last season, I'm pretty sure. So I just want to say look out for him. Like he's getting better, and I am seeing I hope good things come in his future with this team.
That's a great shout out, Devin, and I want to echo that as well. I've been keeping an eye on Bustin, aka Hophead. That dude has been getting better for sure. And if he could do it despite not playing video games regularly in general, or even Rocket League until recently, then anyone can. So, the game is open to everyone. It's easy to get into, but difficult to master. But what's not difficult is the ability to get better. So, I totally respect and appreciate Hophead for going at it and grinding out, and getting better at the game. So I'll definitely keep an eye on him, and we'll see how much more he can improve as the season progresses. But anyways, Devin, thank you very much for the interview. Good game on your end. You performed well tonight despite the loss, but I think you'll be happy with these 2 points.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, I'm happy.
Sounds
Definitely
good,
more
dude.
than I expected.
All good. Have a good night, dude. Catch you next time.
You too. Have a good night.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. The match between El Matador and Los Verdes, and it's 3-2 to El Matador. We go 5 games with a unique 5-map rotation, with blowouts from both sides, some really close games as well, and close moments. Corndog, I'd say this was an entertaining match, all things considered.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's upset about a game 5? I'd like to hear them because I've never been upset about a game 5, even when I've wanted the team to win, one of the teams to win. So great effort from Los Verdes, and they definitely had a chance. But El Matador really showing off in that last game and just bringing it home for the win.
Big time, big time. Now, before we end the stream, folks, I do want to cut to the updated league table just so we can see where all the teams stand right now. So, folks, as you can see right here, with that win, El Matador are in the top 6. Every team in the top 6 has won a match at this moment. And, Los Verdes with those 2 points are into 4th place right now. So they're still standing in a good position. Now, for the rest of the teams in this league, they still have a chance of bouncing back. And it's a long season to go for them. So, they still have the ability to get into the top 6. But for now, El Matador with that win have started off solidly. They're in 6th place right now. And we do have one more match to go between KC Cauldron and the Rebellion. And that will round off our week, Core Dog. And that should be played out on Sunday, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Now, any final thoughts before we end the stream?
Yeah, it's just all eyes are on KC Cauldron here. Are they going to get the sweep and go from 5th to 1st on Sunday? We're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Good mix of teams, good mix of players. And not shying away from the Rebellion here, just that, KC Cauldron has a chance to jump from 5th to 1st if they sweep.
Absolutely, Corn Dog. And that about wraps it up for the stream, folks. Thank you all very much for joining us in this somewhat late stream after a couple of postponements. We got to see 5 games, though, so it was well worth the wait. Thank you very much for joining me on the commentary booth, Core Dog. As always, I really appreciate it. And to the rest of you folks out there, have a good night, and we will catch you next time. Peace.